Did you know those people who know what kind of careers they want, they've planned for it and they're working towards it, they tend to make, if not at least 20% more in wages and income than those who don't have a plan in place and they accidentally fall into their careers. In this video, what we'll look at is the upcoming industry trends for Canada for the next about 4 to 8 years. This should give you a good idea of what you can expect in the job market, how you can go about planning on where you want to be, and of course where your interest might lie. Compared to about 10 years ago, the requirement for formal education in the job industry now, it's gone up by about 18%. And this is where it's important that you streamline your education with what you kind of what kind of career you want in life. And of course, you also need to keep in mind is that there's about 200 to 350 occupations where you don't need a diploma or a degree, and you can just get away with a high school education. Now, here are some challenges that a lot of people will be facing who are kind of jumping into looking for jobs, seeking jobs. First one is the recession. Germany is already in one. A lot of other countries are facing going that way as well. Number two, a lot of jobs which you could do earlier with a high school diploma, well, the wages have gone down, but you can't make a living off of it. It's kind of it helps you get by, but not so much as, make substantial earnings and just live off of that. And finally, that you want to keep in mind is skills, abilities, and your interests. Now, these are three things, that you might not have focused on before, and I would like you to focus on. So that, you can align your plans for the future, and of course, you can create a path, These three things will be your compass. That's what it is. They'll take you the right direction of where you want to be. Now, let's move on forward. Let's look at what the industry outlook for Canada is looking like, at least, by 2028. Top of the list, healthcare. I mean, that's kind of it's easy to predict. Aging population, a lot of people, elderly who will need to be taken care of, and population growth. So healthcare will always kind of stay there on the top. Following healthcare is the retail trade. And, in this industry itself, there will be a lot of opportunity moving forward. Supervisors, retail managers, working the floor, sales associates, and all different kind of positions that will be supporting that business in itself. So that's number two. It's got a lot of scope in the coming few years. So anywhere between healthcare, between business management in general. So that's looking good. Number three on the list is construction. So all the people, they will need a place to live. They will need a place to stay, right? And this is where construction comes in play. So, anywhere between architecture, between painting, between building houses, between the legality of it. So everything involved. Construction is right on the list. They're number three. So, that might be of some interest to you. Number four, it's finance, insurance, and real estate and leasing services. And of course, finance will have a big play into this whole thing, because if you're building houses, there's healthcare and there's retail where you want to spend money. Someone has to look after the money, right? That people will be using. So if you want to get into banking, you want to get into real estate, any of the financial services, it's looking good. The outlook for that is these are the most growing sectors that you can kind of go after. So there you go. I've given a list of about 20 industries that are growing for the next 8 years or 10. So look at that. And what you can of course also do is go to the Canadian website like the Job Bank. The link is in the description. So you can go on there, you can go industry by industry, you can go sector by sector, and of course you can also look at what different jobs are, what different positions are getting paid. You can look at the wages, you can look at what the skill set is required for those jobs. So it'll help you plan your move. So I hope this kind of find some use out of this. And if you have any questions, drop them in the comments. Yeah, I hope you liked the video. If you have any friends who might be needing help with this, share this with them. And hey, you know what? Subscribe. We'll be putting more information out like this. See you in the next one. Take care.